Cookie?
New CEO says FTX is the worst case of corporate failure with untrustworthy financial data and unacceptable practices. The new CEO of FTX, appointed after the crypto exchange filed for bankruptcy, has blasted the company under former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried. Never in my career have I seen such a complete failure of corporate controls and such a complete absence of trustworthy financial information as occurred here, he said in a court filing. John Ray III, the new CEO of FTX and a veteran insolvency professional who oversaw the liquidation of Enron, revealed in a court filing on Thursday that FTX is the worst case of corporate failure that he had seen in his more than 40-year career, from compromised systems integrity and faulty regulatory oversight abroad to the concentration of control in the hands of a very small group of inexperienced, unsophisticated and potentially compromised individuals.
That personal story with me and with all of us, and certainly as a person who's gone before and blazed a trail, I appreciate those remarks, and I appreciate your comments about the significance of this particular election and what we hope to do and inspire and continue to inspire in the work ahead. It was wonderful to be there last night. Exciting night. I am grateful to the voters of Massachusetts for the opportunity to serve. My message, our message to people is, as I said last night, no matter who you voted for, we're going to be an administration that will work with everyone and that will work hard to work for everyone. People have given us a mandate not just to act, but to deliver results. And we have said for a long time that we will be about a team that is focused on getting results, delivering for people, getting things done. We know the times, the urgency of the times demand that, and that's what today is about. We've just come from an incredibly productive meeting with Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polito. I thank them for that. I thank them for the invitation to be here today to show what to me over the last 8 years and to my office. And I appreciate the thoughtfulness and the work ethic that they brought and that their teams have brought to so many issues over the last several years. I also appreciate the time and the thoughtfulness that they and their teams are bringing to ensuring a smooth transition. They've already put the transition effort into place and are incredibly collaborative. As mentioned, the governor has extended us the invitation to attend the winter planning meeting. It's just another reflection of the kind of smooth transition that we're all going to work closely together to ensure so that we're able to hit the ground running day one. I'm also really proud to announce that our transition chair will be Mayor Kim Driscoll. I'm grateful to have Mayor Driscoll as a partner in this. She's, as we know, smart, experienced, and as she says, comes from the Get Stuff Done wing of government. So she's the ideal choice to lead this transition forward. You've heard me talk a lot about team through this campaign, and I know that we are going to look to assemble the best possible team to meet the challenges we face and to deliver for people. And obviously the transition will be about taking in a lot of important information and working to build on that information, working to build on the teams and the personnel. Obviously, Kim and I are looking for talented, dedicated folks who are willing to do the work needed for the people of this state. So we do have a lot of work ahead. It's why we're excited to be able to come here today to visit with the governor and the lieutenant governor. Again, I just want to thank them not only for their 8 years of service and partnership in this time in this country, for the kind of collaboration and the spirit of ensuring the smooth democracy and transition of government in this time. So we'll have many more conversations, I'm sure, in the weeks and days to come. But again, I thank them both for that, and I thank their teams for that.
Elections are about the people on the tickets, and as I said in my remarks, I think the governor-elect and the lieutenant governor-elect both ran a very strong campaign. and the voters have spoken.
Can you share who you voted for governor?
I said for a long time that I was not going to get into the endorsement business except in the auditor's race, and I plan to keep to that.
Governor, is there one piece of advice that you were able to give the governor-elect today that will make her successful in the role of governor?
I don't know, did I give you any advice you think will make you successful? Look, I'm sure we'll have lots of conversations, but the one thing both the lieutenant governor and I shared with the governor and lieutenant governor-elect is to get out of the building and spend time with the people of Massachusetts. I consider that to be the greatest gift that I've been given, certainly over this last 8 years, and I'm sure the lieutenant governor feels the same way. There are a lot of great people in this state doing a lot of really interesting and wonderful things, and this position gives you a front row seat to a lot of that and a great opportunity to learn from the people of the Commonwealth, and I will treasure that forever.
Was there anything that the governor had to do 8 years ago for you that you are saying now, that I'm definitely going to do that to help the incumbent people?
I don't, this will sound sort of funny, but the biggest and most important thing that we wanted in 2005 and anticipate that these folks and their team will want is access to the people who currently have a lot of those key roles and responsibilities, because they are the ones who will be able to tell you both at a conceptual level and also at a detail level what keeps them up at night. And I think that's sort of the most powerful thing you can get out of a transition. The documents, the reports, all the rest, that's interesting, and it matters. But it's the points of view of the people who sit in those chairs that ultimately end up being, I think, the most important.
Can you explain what she asked you? Tell us what she asked you, and then also talk about what you would relate to her about the tea.
I'm not going to get into those kinds of questions. We'll work our way through that stuff, and I'm sure at some point they'll be in a position to speak to what they learned or didn't learn from us during the transition.
And I believe the reason that all of us have been drawn to public service is simply to help people and to try to make life better for people. And that's what I've had the privilege of doing the last 8 years in the Attorney General's office. It's why I ran for this position. And over the years, we've worked on a whole lot of issues, some that have been in the headlines and covered, many that haven't been covered. But every day, day in and day out, it was about looking for ways that through government, working with others outside of government, we could move things forward. So, I'm just going to continue, Allison, to try to operate as I've operated as Attorney General, which is in a spirit of collaboration, communication, teamwork, and respect, too, for the men and women. As the governor alluded to earlier, very important that we're having an ability to talk to the actual folks who are doing the work, who've been doing the work. I know how important that is in my office, and as I leave the Attorney General's office, I'm certainly going to look to do the same for the Attorney General-elect. Because that's real, with so much of the real administration is happening. And so these are the important things for Kim and I to focus on in the days and weeks ahead, and I know we'll do just that.
So the obvious political difference is how would you govern differently? How will a Healy administration be different from Baker administration, besides the obvious political difference?
Well, the microphones are going to be a little lower.
There you go.
There you go. And the rest we'll see.
How are you different from Governor Baker?
We're all going to see. I think we have a lot of mutual respect for one another. Obviously, we share some similarities. We share some differences. And look, at the end of the day, it's going to be matter by matter, issue by issue. There's a lot of things that we've got to take on. There's a lot of things that we've got to work on and tackle. Kim and I look forward to doing just that.
Can you just talk to the people who didn't vote for you? I know you were saying you want to be everyone's governor, but can you just kind of communicate with them right now as you get ready to transition?
Yeah. I think it's what I would like them to know. It's what I said last evening, is that I intend to be a governor who is a governor for everyone, whether you voted for me or not. And I think that's the role. When you're elected to these positions, you have that responsibility, and that starts with listening. It starts with understanding where people are at, understanding what they are feeling, and working to find some common solutions where possible, and understand really what is happening in the lives of people day to day around the state. That's what I've tried to be about as Attorney General, And I think that's what I'll continue to try to be about as governor.